Pleeka's Bachelor Party is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Do you guys like
Coming up.
Now, why are they asking you to finger the children?
I couldn't tell you the last time I pooped in public.
I never actually have had a problem. I could piss and stop and piss and stop and keep going all day long.
Wrap it up and slap it up and dap it up and dig some dogs.
He put his whole hand down the throat to the rib cage to pull the body out?
Forgot all about that.
I was looking through the soundboards and I just saw one that said Hess oysters. And I was like, what the fuck does Hess oysters mean? I don't even know what this is. And then I clicked and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
I took a few. I didn't know how in detailed we wanted to get in notes on a documentary thing or not. So I took some and I figured I could take more or less as we move on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Abby's already watched this and she said this was by far the worst episode. She's like, I thought this episode
agree.
was boring as shit.
This was a horrible episode.
Yeah,
I almost texted that we should watch 2, and I was like, it's a little late now. But watching it, like, it really sets you up for, like, the guy and shit. But, like,
yeah,
it was a pretty bad episode, I gotta say.
Yeah, I was dozing. I was dozing watching it. I'm like, man. She's like, I promise you the other episodes are better. She's like, this is by far the worst episode.
Yeah, no, I can promise you that, too. That's funny all three of us agreed on that. No, I rewatched part of it today because I was like, was it that bad or was I just not paying attention? And it was just, it's just kind of a bad first episode. I'm surprised it got as big as it did because the first episode's pretty bad.
I never even fucking heard of it until I mean, I guess she had mentioned it, but I mean, it was just like she watches so much shit. I'm just like, cool. So she watches a lot of stuff.
Do you want? Cause I didn't write anything down. I didn't go ahead and look up anything else. Do you want to know spoilers about the guy, or do you want to just learn it as we go through this?
No, yeah, I kind of like to just learn as we go.
Okay, I figured that. So
I feel like that'd be a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. So what I thought we could do is we'll watch all 6 episodes or whatever, and then we'll do a bonus 7th episode. We'll all actually do some research on the guy because he's still on trial and all this shit. Like,
okay, for sure.
Yeah. That reminds me, actually. There was something, Angela sent me this, or showed me this earlier before a podcast. Apparently, I won't say where in case, but a place where she works, there's a new job that, like, you're working with kids a lot. And I'm going to read out all the things you need to be able to do to work with these kids, and tell me if any of these are a little odd to you and think maybe you shouldn't do this with children.
All right.
It says physical demands include you need to be able to stand, walk, sit, handling, fingering, reach outward, reach above shoulder, climb, crawl, squat or kneel, or bend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why are they asking you to finger the children?
Yeah, I don't think that should. I mean, I know they don't mean it like that, but I mean,
in a job where you're working with children, I don't think one of the physical demands should be fingering a child.
Yeah. Yowzas.
Just a bit weird. She showed me that, and she was like, I emailed them and told them they might want to change that.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that they do. You have to be able to finger the children.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you learn over here on Pleeka's Bachelor Party, baby.
Special people wrote that fucking job description. Jesus.
Some cool guys for sure.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts? I know you just watched the first episode. What do you think about Robert Durst?
I don't really know what to think. I mean, apparently he's wealthy, has money. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you didn't learn too much about him this episode.
I wish they would have went into the really interesting part about the crimes and all this and because like the whole thing of how this all started is he contacted the film crew, like as they show part of it in here, and they started making this documentary. It turned into a documentary about him in this HBO thing. And I won't give too much away, but the cool thing is they actually, I don't know how they did it, but HBO got them to like wait to release to the public until the show aired to like act. So then you actually got some new information at the end of the show, which was kind of cool. So it gets so much better and so much more interesting because you actually get to see interviews with him talking about like what the murders and what's going on and all that. But he tries to like deny it the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like a while back I ran across like a Twitter video, and I had no idea what it was about, but I feel like it was about this guy. It was like he like admitted that he did it or something like that. And like he thought his mic was off or something like that. Or,
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm like, what is he admitting to? And it was just one of those where I'm just like, whatever. Like, I don't really give a fuck because I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, you don't even know who he is. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. So I since you say that, like, I feel like that video was about this dude.
Oh, well, maybe. You never know.
Where his like mic was, he thought his mic was off or something, and he basically admitted to fucking killing somebody or doing something. Confession. Yeah.
The first thing I wrote down was how do you feel about Robert Durst? I want to in the opening it shows that guy found all the bags of bodies. He found a torso, and he put his whole hand down the throat to the rib cage to pull the body out. Just his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, that's what I did. I got the body out."
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. I mean, at least throw a glove on or something.
There's no way in hell you could get me to put my hand down someone's a torso's throat to pull it out of a river or wherever he's at. That is like, what has that guy gone through in life to get him to that point where he can just reach down throats?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty gnarly though. I mean, and then it's been in water for
I know, and then he just starts finding bags of like legs and arms and. It has a strong open. It has that. You're like, wow, what the fuck? And then it goes into this guy with multiple identities and all. And then he gets caught ultimately because he's buying a hoagie. Yeah. At a grocery store.
Like, I was like, what the fuck? But it almost seemed like he wanted to get caught.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing, I don't remember it ever being clear or not. But I remember it feeling like, oh, this guy kind of wanted to get caught. But then he never like. It just seemed he's a really weird guy too.
Yeah. He's definitely strangey.
Yeah.
Definitely strange.
And this part reminded me of you as well. They were asking, I forget about which, I think it was like the girl he went to school with that disappeared, or his wife or something. And the one dude in the interviews called her a real ugly deaf mute.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I had a little chuckle. I chuckled at that. I was like, wow.
And then I did learn something too. My whole life, I've always thought it was called a bone saw, and it was specifically for sawing bones. Mm-hmm. And I learned rewatching this that it's a bow saw.
Yeah, bow. It looks like a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I never knew that. I always thought it was just. I've always wondered, why is there a saw designed to cut bones off?
Yeah.
But then I realized it's just a bow saw.
It's a bow. This looks like a bow.
And then also, what did you think about his weird wife that was getting interviewed? Or his ex-wife, I guess. I think it was his ex-wife.
Deborah, right?
I don't know. I didn't read it. I wrote down Robert's weird wife, and then I wrote down his other wife is missing since 1982.
Yeah, I think her name's Deborah, but she was weird too. It was almost like oh shit, excuse me. It's like she didn't want to say too much or something. So like, she was like scatterbrained, like just like jibber jabbering, like just like random, like
and just
almost like talking to herself, like talking to
people. It did look like it's like a schizophrenic person talking to themselves, but she was being interviewed about her husband that's a killer.
It was strange for sure.
Yeah, she I don't remember if her stuff gets weird. I remember some of the people in the interviews, it gets, because like you get a lot of information out on him and shit.
Right.
They get really weird. I did like too when he gets arrested for his hoagie and like they're investigating his car. They find all his weed and money and guns and all that. It totally looked like Walter White's car, like at the last season of Breaking Bad when he builds like that machine gun in there.
Yeah.
And then also it's really interesting. I think you get more of these phone calls with him. He seems like such a weirdo when they call him in prison and like the wife's talking to him and all he wants to talk about is how cold it is in prison.
I know.
And he's like, yeah, it's so cold in here, but the jumpsuits are actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah. I don't. He's like one of those people that like you can't like put a description on because he's just like completely random.
Yeah, like you never know which Robert you're gonna get, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it almost is like he has like multiple personalities.
Oh, maybe
You know,
maybe
like
he
he's a
does.
little,
Maybe there really is like an Emilio and
a little schizo head. You know,
that's kind of interesting.
it's possible.
And then, have you ever heard of the movie All Good Things that they talked about? That was like made around his life and all that.
No.
I completely forgot that they made a movie about him. I've never watched it, but at the time I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even hear about this. And then there's a whole doc on him as well. But I had no idea about that. And then he contacted the guy that made that movie, I believe, to make this doc about him.
Right.
Which is, can you imagine, like...
Which is weird. I mean, which is like... I mean, I wonder if he made money off of that shit. Off of the,
yeah,
like,
I don't
the
know.
doc and like the movie and stuff.
I feel like at some point he had to have made something.
Opportunity or something like...
Yeah. But it's...
Or he's just cocky and he thought he could get away with everything.
I wonder if... Yeah.
I mean, I feel like some of those like serial killer. I mean, I don't think he was classified as a serial killer, but I mean, like some of them like want to get caught or they try riskier shit to, like, because it's like ups the stakes. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, ooh, like this is probably not smart to do, but I believe I'm good enough to do it and still get away with it.
Like this, you've heard of the Michelle Carter case, right? She texted her boyfriend to like talk him into killing himself and all that. Have you heard of that?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's a Hulu show actually about it on right now, and then there's a doc. There's a 2-part doc on HBO about the case as well. But her and this guy, they met in Florida, and he was suicidal before, and he continued on to be. And then she talked him into going into, I believe it was a Kmart parking lot, and he had like a generator in his car and killed himself. Just sat in the car and did it. But she was like, there's text that he wanted to get out of the car. He was scared, and she was like, "No, get back in." And she like texted him into that. So it was a whole big thing.
Was the guy dumb?
I don't, like you can in the doc you see videos of him like he like sat in front of his computer and talking, and he seems like a normal boy that's just like sad sometimes, and like he doesn't seem like he would get manipulated by this girl. And it's so interesting. But then it got me. Do you think there's any girl in the world that could talk you into offing yourself? Because I don't think there is.
Nope.
Like I don't know. Like
not gonna happen.
It's such an interesting show and case. I wish I could like talk to the girl Michelle and be like, tell me step by step how you guys met, really how this all went down. Because like also because she's very like fake about it. Like she did a fundraiser in her own town to raise money about him, and then invited his family. She's sitting next to his mom and shit and smiling. It's a very interesting story, but I really wish I could know like if she legit thought she was gonna get caught, or if she planned, or like she knew she was basically getting this guy killed and was just trying to get likes out of it and shit. Because it seemed like she just wants to be popular. But it's
so weird.
Because also another really weird thing with her actually is she's obsessed with Glee. So she had them like do a whole Glee dance, but then you can see her in the show. I don't know how real this is, but apparently some of her friends have said it's pretty real. She copied like speeches from people on Glee about like, because there was an actor that overdosed on Glee, so then they had a whole episode about him, and she said that exact speech talking about this boy that she talked into killing himself.
Wow.
So she does like crazy shit like that too.
That's strange.
It's so weird, but I find it so fascinating.
That is very interesting. Well, I mean, the one that fascinates me is that what is that? The mom with the daughter with the Munchausen syndrome. It's like Emily Rose or something like that. But like she ended up killing her mom because like she fucking like had her in a wheelchair.
Is that like that one? They made a Hulu show about that too, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that is crazy.
It's Mommy. It's called Mommy Dearest, or Mommy Dead and Dearest. Gypsy Rose is the daughter's name, and basically like, she just like basically like brainwashed her daughter to like think she was sick like her entire life. There was like nothing wrong with her, and then like she met a boy online, and they basically like he came over and they killed the mom. And
he did it with her.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's pretty trippy shit. But yeah, like it's just so weird that like there's people out there like that are just fucked and
I know it's weird thinking about like there could be like
But
someone that
but
crazy right next to
she
you.
did a lot of that stuff too. Like she had like I don't think it was a GoFundMe, but it was like shit like that where it was like fundraisers. Like and they like in the doc, like they taught like she convinced the doctors to like basically like
Oh, the
diagnose
doctors
her
were
with
in on it
cancer.
too?
No, like the lady like basically like they don't know how she got the doctors to say like that she had cancer and stuff like because she didn't have cancer, but like the daughter's still in prison, like she's serving life in prison.
Oh, wow. See, that's interesting too, because like in a situation like that, does someone really deserve prison if they've been lied to their entire life? So then you kind of have to get rid of the person to not be held in prison anymore?
She had her like in a wheelchair.
Yeah, because now that girl's like a prisoner her entire life because of her mom, and then that is really crazy.
It's a pretty nutty documentary.
I might have to watch it. I watched some of the Hulu show, but I never finished it. But I might watch the doc. That sounds better.
It's like I said, it's called Mommy Dead and Dearest. Yeah.
Is that one on Hulu as well?
Yep.
All right, sweet. I might watch that tonight. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6 episodes too. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
Is
crazy.
the first episode of that better than the first episode of the Jinx?
I believe so. It's been a long time since I watched it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
It'll be really funny if like me and Abby and everybody else were really misremembering the Jinx, and we watched the whole doc, and you're like, this is fucking horrible. I don't know why you guys wanted me to watch this.
And I'm quitting the podcast, Jerome, because this was terrible.
This was so bad. I'll never podcast again. I'll never do it in my life.
I'm retiring from podcasting.
Do you want to know something that since the last time we podcasted, I had not done, and now I have?
Sure. What is that?
You know how I don't like to poop in public. Like I'm a big I have to poop at home. Poop weirds me out and all that.
Yeah.
The other day we were going to visit Nick in the hospital, and me and Taylor went up to his floor, and we found out there was 2 like bathrooms like isolated, and so we've been going to those ones all the time before we go up and shit. And we went up, and I started peeing, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna shit my pants if I continue peeing right now. This is really bad. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to shit in here. I have to. So I pulled it. First time I've ever also shit with a mask on. I've never done that before.
Okay.
But I did, and it was like, thank God it was an empty floor with us, because it was echoing like a motherfucker in there.
Yeah.
And it was so, and then I got out and I was like, I had to poop. Like I whispered to Taylor, and Taylor goes, oh, I know. I heard it. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Well, see, you didn't die, so you're good.
That's true. And then now I was like, maybe now I'll be a public pooper.
Yeah.
That'll be my new thing.
You've done it once, you can do it every time.
Yeah, and it wasn't that bad.
No, yeah, it's not bad. You gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. I don't know why I haven't been doing that my whole life.
Yeah, see? Why I mean, like, yeah. Like, would you rather walk around with poop in your pants or just poop in public, you know?
That would have been funny. I'm sitting in the room with Nick, and he's like, dude, when do you guys shit your pants?
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is going on?
It smells horrible in here.
It's like, wow. He's like, did I shit my pants?
When do you guys come check me? Have you done anything life-changing like that since last time we pod?
Not really. No, I can't say that I've done anything earth-shattering. Not really. Just same. Yeah, same old. Just
same old ass.
Grind it out.
You still pooping in public? Maybe you should stop pooping in public, and I'll start, and we'll see who like what's better.
Yeah, we could give that a go.
That'd be a good experiment. How often would you say you poop not at your house?
I mean, it's either it's almost not at home or at work.
Oh, so it's never like you're at like the gas station and you gotta go or something.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I don't keep tabs, but I mean, I couldn't tell you.
You're like, I don't keep. I'm not like you. I don't keep a checklist of everywhere I've shit.
I couldn't tell you the last time I pooped in public.
I thought you were gonna say I couldn't tell you the last time I pooped. I was gonna be like, I want to see a doctor.
It does happen from time to time, you know.
When's the last time you shit your pants?
I mean, it's been years.
Because mine was almost the other day.
Yeah.
But before that,
It's been years.
I came home from school one day and I went in the backyard to do. I think I was letting the dogs out or something, and I was like, "Oh, I'll pee while I'm out here." And then, now I'm thinking about it, it always is pissing. But I was pissing in the backyard, and then all of a sudden, my underwear was just full of shit, and I threw that into the alley and went inside and took a shower.
There you go.
And I never told a soul for years. So, like, there was just shitty underwear in the alley, and it's not there anymore. So someone had to get rid of it. Someone touched my shitty underpants.
Somebody did.
It was Nick. He's like keeping it in a jar.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. I mean, it's been years. Years. I mean, accidents happen. You know. What are you gonna do?
It's disappointing. I was hoping like you're like today.
But that's the worst when you're pissing and you're like, I'm gonna shit myself if I don't get to a toilet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you gotta stop the stream. That's never easy. You know, gee.
See, I never actually have had a problem. I could piss and stop and keep going all day long.
That's weird.
I've always like, do I have like a weird penis where like I can just do that? Because everybody talks about how that's such a hard thing, and for me, I can easily just stop it.
Maybe you should be in a show or something. You know?
I could be like they do like the piss games.
I have no problem.
X Games for piss.
Stopping and popping a piss.
Like if we had a competition and someone was like, on my air horn, you guys have to cut your piss. I bet you I could be the first one to stop my piss.
I mean, congratulations. I think that's a special skill that you have.
Oh, maybe I could be like the next superhero. You know, next Marvel movie, Piss Man. It's all about me. True. And then maybe there'll be like a multiverse of piss people.
Piss Man McGee.
Piss Man McGee. I like that.
You like your panties?
Maybe, speaking of Roberts, they could do Robert Durst as Iron Man.
He could play Stan Lee. He could do the Stan Lee.
That's true. He could be a good Stan Lee.
Yeah.
You watched The Leftovers a little bit, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. There's a dad or a granddad in The Leftovers that I swear to God, this guy sounds exactly like Robert Durst. But let me show you his picture right here. Right here. He even kind of looks like him too. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it a little bit.
Have you seen this guy in anything?
I don't believe so.
He looks. I'll put a clip in here in the podcast, so it'd be too hard to find one now. And I swear to God, they could almost be the same person, or he could play him in a movie, and it would be so believable.
And the L.A. police have been investigating for a while now, and they're unable to put him in Los Angeles.
Rick Waugh, the director, called me up and told me he had a disaster film he wanted to send me.
He looks and sounds just like him. Maybe it is. Holy shit.
Maybe it is.
He does have fake identities. Look at you. First episode, you got a theory? Could be right.
Could be.
You never know. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the Jinx you're looking forward to, or any other stories you want to tell?
I'm just looking forward to it getting better. That's all.
Yeah, I could promise you, I don't know about next episode or the episode after that, but I can promise you at least after that, it'll get better.
Okay.
I only remembered the last 2 episodes, really, and I know those ones were I watched them back to back when I watched this. But the rest, I don't really remember anything about.
Okay.
So, you got those to look forward to at least.
I'm intrigued by murder mysteries, you know?
I'm very surprised for how we've clearly said how shitty this episode is. Because I watched this, like, I don't know when it came out, whatever, but I was way younger, and it caught I can't believe this episode actually caught my interest. I mean, it could have also because Nick and Angela were blowing the shit out of it while I was out, so maybe I was like, I'll just watch it for these fucking guys. And then next thing you know, I'm like, it is good if I watch all the episodes.
Yeah, this is yummy.
I believe I actually I watched this while babysitting Damien as he was like not even a year old, I think.
It's been out that long?
It's been out pretty long.
Really? I thought it was new.
No, not. It's years old. Let me see.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
It came out in 2015, so 5 years ago. Or more than 7 years ago. I thought it was still in 2020.
No. COVID's long gone.
Yeah, COVID's been gone for years now.
I did see today that Philadelphia is reinstating the indoor mask mandate.
Oh, great. So is that going to be happening everywhere, probably?
I don't know.
Every 6 months, we're just going to have to wear masks everywhere?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, But it was like an article. It was like one of those, like, put your email address in if you want to read the email. And I was like, or read the article. And I was like, I really don't want to read it that bad.
You're like, I could really care less.
Yeah, because I was like,
dildo.
yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm like, maybe did they have like a case outbreak or something, or
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I guess I'll find out another time,
Yeah.
or I won't.
Oh, here, before we go, I added this in the soundboard
Yes.
just for you.
Did
Okay,
I find you?
perfect. I love it. I love it.
Before we're getting started, I was like, I have to get that on there. I forgot every time before, so I downloaded that, and that's where I found this.
Oysters, clams, and cockles!
There it is. She's so hot, but she's a nutbag in that movie.
So maybe she gets you because she's so hot, and then next thing you know, down the road, she's like, hey, you want to go to Kmart and put a generator in your truck?
Not gonna happen.
You're like, you're not that hot, bitch.
No. She's married to, you know who she's married to, right? Real life?
No, who's she married to?
Borat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would have never have guessed that.
Yeah, she's married to Borat.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
good for him. I would have never have thought that.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. You learn something new every day, I guess.
I had a hard
Funny.
on this morning.
Women like funny boys. Funny boys.
You ready to wrap up this pod, little boy?
I think we are. I think we're ready to wrap it up and slap it up and dap it up and dig some dogs.
You put your ball sack into my mouth.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe. Come back next time when we talk about episode 2. Hopefully it's better. If not, we'll talk about a bunch of other docs that are better than that as well.
Yes.
That'd be so funny. We do a whole podcast on the Jinx and never talk about it. Just only talk about other like documentaries that are way better.
That would be funny.
Like, you see this Tony Hawk one on HBO? Oh my god.
That would be funny.
All right. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Later.